Welcome to Lecto. Today we are going to discuss water soluble vitamin, and that vitamin will be the vitamin B2, which is also called Ribo-Flavin. Basically, we divide vitamins into two: fat soluble vitamin and water soluble vitamins. So in the water soluble vitamins you will see the vitamin B and vitamin C. No doubt, in the vitamin B you will see the different other vitamin B, vitamin 2, vitamin 3, and lot of other vitamins. And fat soluble you will see the vitamin D, vitamin A, vitamin K, vitamin E. So these are basically the fat soluble vitamin. So if you see, we divide again into the fat soluble vitamins and the water soluble vitamins. In the fat soluble you will see the DECA, DEKA, and in the water soluble you will see the BC, and in the B you will see the lot of other vitamins, and in this lecture we will just focus on the vitamin B2. Okay, if we talk about the sources, you will see the most important: milk, egg, and leafy vegetables are basically the things that are rich in vitamin B2. So if I talk about milk, okay, that is very much important. So if I say that in your life, milk is very much important because it provides most important nutrients like different proteins, calciums, and different vitamins as well. So next is the egg and different leafy vegetables, and if I say like green vegetables, okay, these are basically the different sources of the vitamin B2. Okay, basically vitamin B2 acts as a coenzyme, or if I say like cofactor are basically help in the proper functioning of the enzymes. Okay, basically two forms, you will see the two most important forms of the riboflavin, or you can say B2. So first one is the flavin mononucleotide and the flavin adenine dinucleotide. These are basically the two most important forms of the vitamin B2. Okay, if I say that these are basically the coenzyme, they actually attach to the enzyme. So first enzyme, if I say like here is the enzyme, and that enzyme is the NADH dehydrogenase. Okay, this is an enzyme. Okay, this enzyme actually has two sides. First is the active side that is used for the binding of the substrate, and second is the site for the cofactor, or you can say coenzyme. So in the NADH dehydrogenase you will see what forms of the riboflavin. You will see FMN, you will see flavin. In this enzyme you will see F-molflavin mononucleotide forms of the vitamin will attach or will act as coenzyme for this enzyme. Okay, next enzyme, if I say like this enzyme is succinate dehydrogenase. Okay, succinate dehydrogenase, this is another enzyme, but this enzyme require another form of this vitamin, and that is the flavin adenine dinucleotide. Okay, in this case this enzyme required flavin adenine dinucleotide. So basically they act as a coenzyme. Okay, and these enzymes are very much important in the respiration, in which you will see the most important thing is the productions or the generation of the ATP, and that is the energy currency of the cell. Okay, yeah, and that's on the basis of this we called vitamin like B2 as the energy generating or energy related vitamins. Okay, next if you see structure of the riboflavin. So if you see here, like this is the riboflavin, structure of the riboflavin, this compound. Okay, so if you see like it has a structure and it has a tail, and it is structure, or you can say ring. This ring is actually called the okay, allogene, and it has two methyl group, that is or you can say dimethyl isoalloxane. Okay, this is actually the structure of the riboflavin. Okay, next, if I add just phosphate group, I'm saying phosphate group to this riboflavin, then it will convert into the flavin mononucleotide. It will become flavin mononucleotide by just adding phosphate group, and that phosphate group will actually come from the ATP. So if you see, like ATP become ADP. So if we talk about the structure of the ATP, if you will see three most important things. In the ATP you will see the 3-phosphate group. It's not a just phosphate atom, it's a phosphate group. And you will see attachment of the pentose sugar. Okay, and last thing, that is actually you will see adenine. Okay, these are basically the three things that are actually present in the ATP. Okay, I just remove one phosphate group from the ATP, and that phosphate group will attach to this side, riboflavin. And if I add this in this way, that is actually okay. Now this is actually the one phosphate group. Actually, phosphate has the structure like this way. This is the structure of the phosphate if I write it here. So PO4, one phosphate and 4 oxygen atom. So I just add one phosphate group into the riboflavin, then it will become flavin mononucleotide. So this is the first case. Next, in the second step, if I add adenine monophosphate moiety, what does it mean? So if you see, I again add ATP, and after that it will become pyrophosphate. How? In the second step, I add the three things. Okay, if you see here, like these three things: adenine, pentose, and last is the 1-phosphate group, and remaining will be the, here are basically the 2-phosphate group, and that 2-phosphate group will be the pyrophosphate, and that will be the remaining product. Okay, now this will add to this compound. Actually, in the previous you will see here, if you see like this way, 1-phosphate group that is actually present, and that compound is actually still flavin mononucleotide. If I add this thing, these three things, then it will become 1-phosphate, okay, 1 pentose, this is the pentose sugar, and last thing, if you see, like this is the adenine. Now that compound is actually the flavin adenine dinucleotide. Now this is a final product. Okay, if I repeat, riboflavin, you will add just 1-phosphate group, then it will become flavin mononucleotide. This is the 1 nucleotide. Okay, and after that I add the moiety of the ATP in this compound, that is flavin mononucleotide, then it will become flavin adenine dinucleotide. First, that is already present nucleotide, and I add the another nucleotide, that's why we call it dinucleotide. So these are basically different features of the riboflavin. So if we talk about the deficiency, in the deficiency, it's not related to the major diseases in the human, but it can cause like different situation. Like you will see in the deficiency of the riboflavin, you will see, okay, angular stomatitis, in which you will see the fissures at the corners of the mouth. Next, you will see the dermatitis. This is another condition, and you will see mostly in case of scrotum and at the side of the scrotum and the vulva. Okay, and you can also see in this situation like anemia, that will be in case of riboflavin deficiency, but this is the rare situation. And you can also see, like in this case, you will see glossitis, swelling or swelling of the tongue. That is another important thing. So this is all about the riboflavin, which is also called the vitamin B2, and that is related to the energy generation. If there is a deficiency, you will see the decrease in the energy productions in our body. So that's for all. If you have any question, you may ask in the comment section. Thank you so much.